Hey, I'm Professor Molly, and I am a nursing professor and also a former ICU educator and nursing education manager. So I've interviewed a lot of people and been through a lot of interviews myself. So I'm here to give you the tips. This is part 2 of my series. So make sure you dress professionally when you go to your interviews. Do not wear scrubs, and I would make sure you're either in a dress or nice slacks and a nice top, hair professionally done, not in your face, and I would have it behind my ears if I had these little curls. Tasteful jewelry, nothing too much. Just keep it professional. And then if you're coming in with something, make sure, like if you have a resume, don't make it too long. 1 page, maybe 2. Really, they're interviewing a lot of people. They don't have time to look at a lot of stuff. So highlight the most important things you want to know. And you want them to know. And then have a series of questions you want to ask them and a series of questions you want them to ask you, but you need a trigger to remind yourself. So sometimes I make these little symbols over here. So I would have like a little symbol like a heart, where if somebody asks me a question, this is tell me about your favorite day, or tell me about a patient that you really love to take care of, or a family member, or tell me what made you feel really good when you left the hospital or your shift that day. And I would write down just something that would jog my memory in this little code. And so the triangle could be the conflict question. So I like to trigger my memory because it's very nerve-wracking when you're going into an interview. You get nervous. So those are my little tips and tricks for how to set yourself up. And then you need to have questions for them. And I'm going to go over some specific questions in the next series. But I want to make sure that you write down the stories, keep them updated as you go through your clinicals, and have a story about yourself. And the biggest thing is, if you're going in for an interview, you want that job, but you also want to make sure it's the right fit for you. So you're interviewing them, but you want to go in with the attitude that you also want that job. So you need to know a little bit about that place. So do your research. Look up the hospital, find out if it's a magnet facility. If you don't know what magnet is, make sure you look that up, because magnet facilities are very proud of being a magnet hospital. So you need to look up what that is and what that means for that hospital. If the hospital is unionized, you need to make sure you know what that means. What floor, what department are you going to work in? What kind of patients do they take care of? That will help center some of your questions around what you're going to do. If you know the department and the floor you're going to be interviewing at, it makes them know that you have shown interest, and if they ask you why you want to work here, you'll actually have specifics for them. All right, I'm gonna go into some more actual details for specific questions to look for in my part 3. All right, see you there.